Prices are up, rates are still high, and in a minute, I'm gonna ask you a question that matters more than either one. Here's the answer before anything else. The mortgage that wins isn't the safe one or the cheap one, it's the one that matches how long you'll actually be in this house. That single number decides almost everything else. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly which one is you and whether you should even be buying in this market right now at all. So, two questions. One, realistically, how long are you staying? 5 years or 15? Two, if your payment jumped by $1,200 a month tomorrow, would that hurt or would it barely register? Short stay plus flexible budget, that's ARM territory. Long stay or tight budget, that's fixed. No debate. That's the whole framework. Now, let's put some real numbers and real people behind it because the math only means something once you see who it actually helps. Same $400,000 loan, fixed about $2,540 a month, ARM about $2,470, only $70 apart. But if you're still in that ARM when it hits its worst case reset, that's $3,733, an extra $1,265 overnight. That's the number that scares people into fixed rates by default. Here's what most videos don't tell you. That worst case takes over a decade to actually cost you anything. Here's exactly who that helps. Meet the stepping stone buyer, a medical resident 4-year program guaranteed to relocate the day it ends, which, fun fact, is a more predictable timeline than most marriages get. On a $400,000 loan, 30-year fixed at 6.5%, payment $2,528, 5-1 ARM at 5.5% payment, that's $2,271. That's $257 a month cheaper every month for all 4 years. By the time she leaves, she's pocketed over $12,000 in savings and paid down more principal because more of that lower payment went to the loan instead of the bank. She sells before the ARM ever adjusts. The fixed rate would have cost her over $12,000 for a 30-year safety net she used for 4. Now, here's how ARM actually works. Here's what she actually signed. A 5-1 ARM fixed for 5 years, then adjusts once a year after that. There's also 7-1 and 10-1 versions. Same idea, longer fixed window, smaller discount. After the fixed period, the rate resets based on a market index plus a margin the lender locks in at closing. Sounds scary, but modern ARMs have guardrails, an initial cap, a yearly cap, and a lifetime cap, usually 5 points above your start rate. Your rate legally cannot double overnight. It's capped on paper before you ever sign. Now, here's the counterintuitive part. Same loan, worst case. The ARM hits its full lifetime cap in year 6 and stays there. The fixed rate doesn't actually become the cheaper option until around year 13, not year 6, not year 7, 13. That's because you banked 5 years of savings first. It takes that long for the higher payment to eat through what you already saved. Now, pause the video right now, pull out your phone or your loan estimate if you've already got one. Write down the actual number of years you expect to be in this next house. Now, compare it to that year 13 number. If your honest answer is under 10 years and you're locked into a fixed rate out of fear instead of math, you may be paying for insurance you're never going to use. If your answer is I have no idea, that's worth sitting with too, because that uncertainty is information. Now, second order thinking quickly. Even a short stay plans can go sideways. Job loss, a slow housing market, a life change. If getting stuck would genuinely break you, take the fixed rate even when the math says ARM. The math doesn't know your life, you do. Now, meet the other end of the spectrum, a family in year 8 of what's supposed to be their forever house. 2 kids, tight monthly budget, no plan to move. For them, the ARM's 5-year discount is irrelevant. They'll be there long after any savings gets erased. Fixed rate, no contest every time. Same for anyone within 5 years of retirement. A fixed income cannot absorb a variable payment, full stop. So here's why this decision looks different than it did 2 years ago. The gap between ARM and fixed rates has widened. ARMs made up around a fifth of new mortgages in 2025, the highest share in years because buyers are getting squeezed by both high rates and high prices, which brings us back to the question I opened with. If home prices in your market have climbed hard and the monthly numbers on either loan type feel genuinely unaffordable, not tight but unaffordable, that's not a signal to pick a different mortgage type, that's a signal to wait. No loan structure fixes a house you can't actually afford. Dave Ramsey says never take a variable rate. He's right that most people underestimate how long they'll stay somewhere. That's exactly why ARMs earned their bad reputation. But that rule is built for someone who won't track their loan or refinance on time and needs a hard line to say safe. If you're someone who actually reads a loan estimate, which if you've made it this far, you probably are, the math gives you a more useful answer than the blanket rule does. Here's a mistake though that costs more than picking ARM or fixed, not shopping the rate at all. Freddie Mac data shows getting quotes from just 3 to 5 lenders spreads rates by half a point or more. On this loan, that's over $200 a month gone before you've even chosen a loan type. Skip that step and the ARM versus fixed debate barely matters. You've already lost more than either decision was worth. So ARM or fixed, short stay, flexible budget, the ARM is the better math, even worse case. Long stay or a tight budget, the fixed rate is worth every extra dollar. Not fear, insurance you'll actually use. A few things shift this. If your income is irregular, commission, self-employed, variable bonus, lean fixed regardless of timeline. You want one less variable in your life. Higher tax brackets and higher tax states change the after-tax math slightly in the ARM's favor. Existing debt or dependents lower how much payment shock you can absorb, which pulls you towards fixed. And the exact rates I use today, mid 6% fixed, mid 5% ARM, will have moved by the time you're watching this. So please check today's numbers with your lender before you run any of this math yourself. The one thing that's true no matter which you pick, shop your rate before you shop your loan type. That decision alone is worth more than this ARM versus fixed debate ever will be. This is educational content based on current research, not personalized financial advice for your specific situation. Talk to a CFP or mortgage professional before you lock anything in. We hope you enjoy this video and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.